Hey, we got stocks here. No Alex today. That the young chapter had to go to sleep. I think with the playoffs and everyone's trying to figure out and try to figure out if they're gonna make the playoffs. If they're not gonna make the playoffs, I'll tell you what. It's tighter. It's tighter each and every day, man.
Yeah, it's buckle your chin straps now. It's time. It's time. You know what I mean? The teams that set themselves up, nicely, are getting themselves ready for the big dance. Anybody once you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. So
It,
it's
it,
wide open because we don't know.
yeah, it really doesn't matter if you get in at 8-8 or you're whatever when
Yeah,
you get
undefeated.
undefeated when you get in. If you're the Giants, I mean, once you're in the playoffs, it's a whole other monster. Stocks knows that. But I just find it amazing how tight these races are in the AFC and the NFC. We're talking these guys are being mathematicians, man, trying to figure out if they got a chance to playoff. We're talking about three-way ties in some cases in the NFC. The
Yeah.
Cowboys and the Vikings and all these guys could go in a three-way tie with. There's only probably a handful of guys that are eliminated from the playoffs. Everyone else is wide open. And the crazy thing, Stocks, is there's a rumor that the way Madden does it, because Madden does all kinds of crazy, is the way they do tiebreakers is alphabetical order. So
Or alphabetical order.
you heard it, man.
Come on.
I know, right? That's we could say how messed that up that is. There's a rumor it's conference record, then alphabetical. There's also a rumor it's alphabetical, just flat out, and then there's also a rumor it's just random once it's a tie. So who knows?
The big question mark is it's could be could be bad in a way because it's just not fair.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we can't do much about that. I mean,
No.
it's
I
not.
feel bad. I
Yeah.
feel bad for some teams like Arizona Cardinals or something. You know.
Well, the Cardinals would get in right away. It's guys like the Tennessee Titans that would get screwed, or the Vikings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those teams are gonna get axed if that's the case, and that's sad because I think a guy from the NFC North deserves to be in the playoffs, and maybe that's my own bias, but that division is tough. We got the Bears, we got Manny, who's coming on. You got me, who hasn't had a great season, but I've strung together like 4 wins, so that division's pretty tough. So definitely, at least the Vikings should not be eliminated because his name starts with a V. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But we can talk about the races here because we can talk about how tight they are. Or we can just tell you the facts. The AFC leaders are the Jets, the Bengals. These are division leaders. The Tennessee Titans and the Raiders. But that could all change, man.
Oh yeah, definitely within week 16 and 17.
I mean, you got.
We have a lot of divisional games.
Yep, you got the Jaguars right on the heels of the Tennessee Titans. Those guys should play tonight, and once they play, that'd be the game to watch. I mean, we're talking
Yeah,
we're talking those two guys are duking it out for the division right now. You got, as it stands, the Broncos and the Steelers in the wild card. Who would guess the Steelers would have been a wild card team? The Bengals has come out of nowhere. I mean, the Steelers still got a chance to win the division. They're tied 7-4. The leader is the Bengals in his division, and he's 7-4. And then the Steelers are 7-4. So that I don't know if they have another head-to-head or not, but that's tight. All the games really matter, though, Stocks. That's what's important. All these games really matter.
Oh yeah, week 16
That's-
and 17 are crucial.
That's why I can't rest a starter. I won't rest starters or try these new young kids out and call somebody a playoff spot. I'm gonna give you my best shot because there's guys who are playing teams that are like me that are out of the playoffs and maybe they're resting starters by now. But I'm gonna try to play it full straight because I don't want to mess the playoffs up. I don't want to have the integrity on me because I want a good race like everyone.
Well, yeah, in that case, you still want to finish strong and build to next year.
Right.
You don't want to just sit on it and find out what you may not have.
Well, you know how some people are. They tank for a higher draft pick because they think that's the way to go, which I think has a voodoo curse on it. I really do. I think anyone who tanks, man, it's not a good philosophy. I don't believe in it. Um, Talking about teams that have tanked but have come on strong, you know, near the end of the season. We're talking the Jacksonville Jaguars still in the hunt for the division lead over the Tennessee Titans. We're talking the Patriots that could still win, you know, the division. He's still in the hunt. We're talking the Browns at 6-5. The Texans, you can never count them out. You know, they're still in there with the Jacksonville Jaguars trying to duke it out. You know, but he keeps getting up right at that 9 count right before he's knocked out. You know. And then what about the Chiefs, man? The Chiefs has a good owner. I really thought he'd be in the wild card by now at 6-5. That's not much different than 7-4. So, you know, that just it's so amazing how tight the races are.
Yeah, we don't really ever talk about the AFC West, but yeah, you got 3 teams there. You know, the Broncos, the Chiefs, and the Raiders, kind of all within a couple of games and duking it out and quietly going about their business.
Yep.
You know, battling each other. You know, there's probably been a lot of good games between them two.
And that's totally on us. We got a new site. This it's brand new. The dawn of the new site. We're using a new site for basically all our gridiron, you know, knowledge, our stats, all that kind of stuff. It's brand new. Hopefully, it will allow us to look at stats easier. Like you said, because we haven't broken down some of these teams, and it's honestly because we haven't played them. You know, I mean, we haven't played them. We don't know them. But hopefully, with this new system we're running, we can look at stats. We can break it down more. And give each division a fair shot, because I feel bad because we don't always talk about these divisions. They get lost on us. And so maybe that's my fault. But yeah, the playoff race is tight. I mean, like I said, you got the Bengals leading that division at 7-4, but you got the wild card team in that division, the Steelers, at 7-4 too. So that could shake out. The Chiefs are 6 and I mean that's tight, man. It's tight as it could be.
Well, looking at our new website, the updated standards are right now.
Yep.
I don't know exactly when these are updated, but they have the Raiders at 8-7 and the Chiefs at 8-7.
Yeah, well, I bet that's probably more updated than this, because that site's really good at that. We can zip over to that real quick. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I'm on the new Extreme
Right.
Football.net. I'm looking at the stats now. They're tied.
Yeah, so 8-7. You know, you're right. It's tight stuff. Oh man, look at this. Look at it, man. There's nothing. You don't need to say anything. Look at these numbers. They speak for themselves. Oh goodness. You just hope it doesn't come down to a tiebreaker. I really hope it doesn't.
Yeah, and in my case with the NFC South, the Week 17 game against the Panthers Saints matchup is gonna come down for the division. He's at 9-5-1. I'm at 9-6.
Yeah. Well.
You know, so the thing is the tie.
Yeah.
Is the tie gonna mess with us? But basically not, because, well, he would be 9-6 and I would be 10-6, and that puts me in the winner of the division.
Yeah. A tie is better than a loss. That's all I know.
Yes. So technically, I need to win this game to win the division.
Yep.
And play it simple.
Sorry hey man, that was a sim. That wasn't my choice to give him a tie. That was a sim. That's why you don't want your game sim, fellas, because you never know. Wacky stuff happens. And now we look at the updated version on this new beautiful site that we have. I have to make a correction. The Steelers are back on top of the division at 9-5. So that means the Bengals at 8-6 create such a dilemma for the wild card, you know, because now you got the Patriots at 8-6, you got the Chiefs at 8-6, you know, who else are 8? No, he's 8-7. Excuse me. So, but yeah, you got 2 8-6 teams. Who's gonna be? I mean, you just hope that doesn't come down to an alphabetical order. You know,
Yeah,
you
because
think,
the AFC South Week 16 game between Jacksonville and the Titans. The Titans are at 8-6. Jacksonville's at 7-7. If Jacksonville beats them, they're going to be at 8-7. With the Titans at 8-6 going into Week 17.
yeah, it's crazy, man. You got the Chiefs at 8-7. I mean, you got, oh my,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
man.
so you could have some serious tiebreaker stuff going on.
Tell me this is the tightest league you've ever been in your life. I mean, tell
Oh
me
yeah,
this
definitely.
this is fun, man. This is, I mean, as crazy it is, forget all the mathematicians and the crazy stats and the three-way ties and, you know, alphabetical order. This is fun. This, I mean, you can't. Every game matters. Even the teams that are out of it, the games matter. You know,
Yep.
because you could be playing a team that's in it. And so, hey, there's nothing better than ruining your rivals' chances of the playoffs. I mean, think about it. I think when you play the Panthers this week in your big divisional showdown.
Yep.
But imagine if you played the Falcons. He's out of the race. But imagine if he could spoil the chances of the Panthers, or you know, he could spoil your chances. I mean, for a divisional opponent that's out of the race, the best thing he could do is spoil his other, you know, rivals' chances. You got to go for it, man. I'm going at Mandy this week. I'm going at him like we're both playoff teams and trying to get a win. So I can only imagine if he was in the playoffs and I could ruin his playoff chances. I mean, how bittersweet that would be for me. What about the Giants at 15-0?
That is remarkable. It really is. To do what he's doing.
Yeah.
The amount of opponents he has to play.
Yeah, he's not playing in the easy division. He's got the Death by Eagles guy who's proven he scouts very well and he's very methodical in the way he plays. He's got the Cowboys, which we know is no slouch. He's been a guy in this league for a while, taking over bad teams, so he knows how to work his team. I mean, the Cowboys are his favorite team, so obviously he knows that team.
Yeah. Given the new Extreme Football website, Power Rankings, it goes number 1 would be the New York Giants, number 2 would be the Philadelphia Eagles, number 3 would be the New York Jets,
Yep.
4 would be the Bears, number 5 would be Pittsburgh Steelers, 6 would be Minnesota Vikings, 7 would be the Oakland Raiders, 8 would be Carolina,
Yep.
9 would be Cincinnati Bengals, and 10 would be New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where you at?
Number 10.
Yeah, dude. You can't worry about, you know, Stocks here. Stocks is worried because he was number 1. He's fallen a little bit. Drew Brees is not playing the way he's playing. But the problem is, the thing is you're still winning your division. Just go out there, win your game. You know, let it flow. You into the playoffs. It's another, you know, whole nother game. You know, it's like the season never happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And the same thing with the Panthers. If he ends up getting into the division and beating you, I mean, no one's gonna care about the sim losses that he had, or no one's gonna care, you know, that he, you know, messed up a few times and he was suspended a game. You know, no one cares about that. It's like a whole other season. It's like you're reborn. You know, now it's time to buckle the chin strap, like you were saying in the intro, and get to work. You know, that's what's fun. And I tell you what, this new site, I give kudos to Manny. I know he had to pull some things. He had to, you know, maybe reach into his own pockets personally. Hey, that's all cool. I'm glad he was able to do it because this site looks amazing.
It's very fresh. It's very clean. It moves around pretty quick.
And the stats are the reason we did so many stats and we didn't always follow the league manager stats because sometimes they were a little bit misguiding. Like the power rankings were a little bit off. That's why we did our own power rankings. You know, that kind of stuff. You can only look at it for what the numbers were. This league, it just like you said, it runs fresh. It's consistent. I mean,
it's really nice. I just found the option to do team matchups, and you can pick the 2 teams and match up against each other, and we can talk about it. Like I just pulled up the Jaguars versus the Titans. You know, we can give you a little bit more, you know, breakdown on, you know.
well, let's do that. Let's do it. The Tennessee Titans and Jaguars, because that's the big one.
We got the Jacksonville Jaguars 7-7 against the Tennessee Titans at
Yep.
8-6. Both teams points. They're very close in points per game at Jacksonville at 27 and the Titans at 26.
Well,
And then you go down, which is a key matchup, is their rushing. Uh, Jacksonville's averaging 97 yards a game, while Tennessee is ranked 7th at 149.
yeah.
So those two beast running backs, you can really match them up against each other.
Well,
Look at this and break it down.
These guys are going to score points. They're averaging 27 and 26 points respectively. And if you round that up, it's 27 points and 28 points. So these guys are going to score points. It's going to come down to who plays defense.
Well, not even that. I think it would be more the time of possession of
Maybe.
who holds the ball longer and who runs the clock better.
Now we all know the Tennessee Titans throws to Cook a lot. What do you obviously that's a huge loss for him losing Cook as his top receiver. He doesn't really have a deep receiving core. He traded Britt. I'm sorry, he didn't lose him. I mean, so losing Cook, his top receiver, that hurts.
No doubt.
Blaine Gabbert being a rookie, you never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes he'll look brilliant, sometimes he'll look like a rookie. So, to me, that's the X factor. No, but I'm saying on the other side of the coin for the Jacksonville Jaguars, you got Blaine Gabbert, who's a rookie. You never know what you're gonna get from him.
Yeah, plus you got Jake Locker.
But yeah, you got two rookies, But I have to give the edge to Jacksonville, and this is why. Call me crazy, but I think this is why. This is why the Jacksonville Jaguars went out and got a guy like I was going to call him Sherlock Holmes. Well, he's going to have to be Sherlock Holmes and very sneaky because this is why, in my opinion, Alex went out and got him. He's a playoff performer. He comes up in big moments, clutch plays, big catches. That's what he's known for. Alex needs every bit of that offense in this game.
Yeah, looking over this nice team matchup spread board, the one thing that stands out is the time of possession. The Titans hold the ball. They're ranked 8th in the league with 22 minutes averaging.
Yep.
And Jacksonville's averaging only 19th, and that's rated the 29th best in the league. It just seems like the Titans have leaned more on Chris Johnson than
Yeah.
Jaguars lean on MJD. So it's
Man, this feature, I love it, man. This feature is gonna make our job so much easier. It's just, man, it's awesome. It's awesome, man. Look at it. You got third down percentage. Jacksonville's 10th over in all of the league at third downs.
We all know how important that is.
Tennessee's 12th. So these teams are very evenly matched, in my opinion. And neither one of them really play any defense. I mean, look at their defense allowed. 28th in the league, 26th in the league, 29th in the league, 31st in the league. They're not going to play defense. Get ready to watch some arena football. But some arena football with some really heavy implications on the playoffs. These dudes are going to be knocking each other down, slugging it out. It isn't like a sneak around, let me try to fool you and try to play some really shut down defense. It's going to be a knock 'em, drag 'em, score 'em Western shootout, as I like to call it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it came down to a field goal.
Yeah. You think the defenses are going to step up? It's going to be a defensive game?
No, if I had to predict, I would predict maybe 28, 26.
28-26?
Yeah.
Wow, 2 points. Oh, man. I say 24-27.
Okay.
So you're right, comes out within a field goal, but I think these guys are going to put up at least 20 points, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But wouldn't it be great? I mean, look at these defensive stats. They're almost not even worth talking about. Total yards, 31st for the Jaguars. His pass rush, he gives up the 31st worst pass. He gives up more passing yards than anybody.
Yeah.
He's like one of the worst at giving up yards to the rush.
The Jacksonville Jaguars don't have to worry about the Titans with no Cook.
Yeah.
No Cook, Julie Edelman and Nate Washington. So I don't think Jacksonville's too worried about what he's going to put out on the field.
No.
Daniel Graham will be starting, for Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I believe, I'm not sure if it went through that it doesn't look like he's got Donald Driver on his team.
No, I don't think that went through. Maybe it does. I don't know. I mean, that's another feature that would be awesome. But for now we have to assume it didn't go through.
I wanted to ask you a quick question. Why do you think Manny released Donald Driver?
Oh,
I wasn't left out the field ballpark thing, but
Hey,
I've been surprised.
it should be a ballpark type thing. Out in the left field. Here's a blooper that comes flying at you, and what are you gonna do? Because I really don't know why he did it. The guy's gonna retire. The guy's been a Packer forever. The guy's a real life Packer fan. I don't know. That's like me releasing Jason Hanson. Jason Hanson for a younger kicker. I mean, I just can't see a Packers fan releasing Donald Driver when Donald Driver can still help him. Maybe his philosophy was he can help a playoff team, but why help a playoff team? I mean, why help you? Maybe he's nicer than I am, man.
Yeah.
If I'm having a losing season, I'm sticking it out with my boy. You don't see me dropping Jason Hanson and picking up another kicker because the season's over with. And I want somebody. I want Jason to get a ring or whatever. I'm going to give him to, Jacksonville or give him to, I don't know, anyone who needs a kicker that's going to go. I'm not going to do that.
It was just a very shocking.
But don't you think that's what it was? I think he wants Donald Driver to get the playoffs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think that's really what it was. I think he knows this will be his last year. He knows he's not going to the playoffs. Hey, give him to somebody. Well,
Yeah.
it's like real life when you got a really bad team and they get rid of some of the older players and start playing the younger players. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. And according to the league manager right now, the Titans do have the 1 year, the rest of the year bid for $5.5 million.
But he isn't going to last next season.
No, yeah, he's probably done after this.
Yeah,
He's 36
so-
years old.
But don't you think that's what it was? Manny wants him in the playoffs. I mean, Manny wants.
So
I mean,
go off in the sunset. Yeah.
It's like real football in a sense. I mean, if name a team like the Colts, okay? Maybe they release a guy like Freeney or something in real life because they're not doing good. I don't think they would. Maybe they say, hey man, maybe Freeney's not it. Name an older guy that's not doing really well on the team. Maybe Champ Bailey. For the Broncos, even though I think they still got a legitimate chance at winning a division, but still. You take an older guy who's probably not going to fit in, going to make the playoffs. You give him a chance to go somewhere else. I think that was Manny's philosophy.
Yeah, that sounds. I could definitely see that. Yeah.
I mean, you can have another discussion if that should be allowed, that should be right. But I don't think he did it intentionally. I don't think he did it to hurt anyone. I think he did it because his love for Donald Driver and he wants to see him do well in the playoffs for another team. We'll be right back because I tell you what, this is fun to break it down like this. This new site. Kudos to Manny for getting it all worked out. Today you're the man. Yeah, we'll be right back. It's pretty cool. We'll break down some of the big playoff races. Stocks, you're next, but be ready to be in the hot seat, bro.
Sounds good.
We're taking advantage of this new feature. It's pretty cool. Everyone should try it out. It's kind of like a little fantasy matchups. You can compare teams, contrast teams. It's really nice. Right now we're breaking down the Saints and the Panthers in their upcoming matchup. Stocks, man, you got some. It's shaping up to be defense versus offense in this game.
Yeah, definitely. Drew Brees hasn't had the season which I thought he would be having, and that definitely shows. With my total yards and my points per game not being really great.
But you're getting first downs though. It's just you're not scoring touchdowns from what the stats tell me.
Yeah, that's pretty because of the Breez's interceptions that cost me.
Yep, time. No, but he's third in total points at third. You know,
Yeah,
whereas,
that's kind of somewhat shocking, knowing, he has weapons, but to be able to score that many points, 29 per game is really good.
I think it has. I mean, no offense to Steve Smith. I mean, he's had a good season in gridiron football, but it has a lot to do with Cam Newton's, double threat possibility. Because the guy can run, you almost have to have a linebacker always watching Cam Newton. Well, when you're always watching Cam Newton, the tight end like Greg Olson or Shockey or a guy like Smith hits a slant in the middle because the linebacker's spying or he's watching Cam Newton. So I think it's more about Cam Newton's ability to run that's keeping defenses off balance, if you will.
Yeah, Cam Newton is definitely, I've preached it since our first podcast.
Yep.
Preview shows that this team is the team that I've been watching, and
Well,
this is definitely going to be able to tell.
Yeah, we said it. We said in real life we didn't know if Cam Newton would be very good, and we didn't know if he'd win very many games. That's what I said in the first podcast. But I said in the game of Madden with his stats, we were I don't remember them now, but we were naming them off. They were pretty good. He's got great throw power. He's strong. He can run. With those kind of stats in Madden, you could be good. All you need in Madden is some accuracy, a strong arm, and the ability to run is just a really dangerous weapon in Madden. I mean, look at how hard Mike Vick is to stop. Tim Tebow is to stop it. And when you can run in Madden with your quarterback, it's scary how good you can be. But do you think that speaks more to how good he is, or do you think he's just throwing the ball good to the receivers? I think it has to do with him running the ball.
Yeah, I think he's got the mixture, like you said. The tight end is definitely a good. I mean, Greg Olson's is a decent tight end, but what made him some good is his overall speed. When you have a tight end like that with Steve Smith on the outside,
Yep.
That's just looking for a dangerous combination because Cam Newton can either hold it or go.
Well, you got all the defensive stats, man. You're hating on yourself a little bit because your offense maybe not right there, which I think everyone's kind of bundled up. He's the third best offense, right? With points, at least in the points category. He's got 29. You almost got 21 points, and you're 19th. So I think it has more to do with the parity in the league than how bad you are on offense. But your defense is the real deal, man. You're in total points allowed, you only allow 18. Well, he's getting 29, so something's got to break,
Yeah.
I mean, he's let's see, his passing yards, he's 10th in the league. Well, pass defense. You're 12th, so he's 10th, you're 12th, so talk about the clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
And that's more Alex's thing with the Titans, but talk about the clash of whoever.
Yeah, when you look at the numbers a little bit more in depth, you can kind of get the sense of each of the teams.
Yeah.
You can look over the actual roster and see where the holes are and basically almost nitpick.
Yeah. Well, he's 10th in rushing and pass off, so he's very balanced. You can tell that. He's 10th in pass yards. He's 10th in rush yards. Very balanced. You're 7th in pass and 10th in in rush for defense. So right there, you're gonna match up very well. I mean, you've been waiting for this since that sim loss. I mean, that was unfortunate. It happened. I mean, you've been waiting to put it to this guy for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could. Out of any other game, I could watch. I'd rather watch gridiron gamer football on a video game than I would watch any game besides my Lions on real Sunday football. Oh, seriously, I mean, you guys are two great gamers, and you're opposite sides of the coin. He's more offense, you're more defense, so something's got to break. Something's got to break.
Yep.
His turnover ratio, he's second in the league, plus 14. So that means he gets lots of turnovers, right? Unless I'm a horrible math major here. Or does that mean he turns over the ball a lot?
No, I think that's how what he gets.
Yeah, I thought that's what he gets too. So he's plus 14 for the whole season. So that means he's getting like 14 points off turnovers. I mean that's that's good in itself. So yeah, you guys are really really evenly matched.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good game. No doubt about it.
Good game. Uh, well, I know you won't give the final score, but I think oh man, this would be a tough one. I think it's 20 to 28. I think you get Drew Brees rolling.
Sounds good to me.
Actually, I don't think it's so much Drew Brees. I think Drew Brees has a good game. I think Mark Ingram runs all over that Panthers team because let's see, what is he? What is he for giving up rushing? Let's see. He's third. Okay, well he's 25th in passing, so maybe Drew Brees is a way to attack him. I don't know. I say try to cram it down his throat with Mark Ingram and see if Mark can get off. But he's third against the rush. He's 25th against the pass. So numbers tell you one thing, but you know as well as I do, Stocks. It's about the game being played on that Sunday at that moment. Stats are only good for a certain point. I'm not a big stats guy because of that. Because I think when you play a game, you're kind of playing fresh. I mean, who cares what the other guy did against this guy? It's you versus him now. None of that stuff matters. So that's where it's really interesting. I mean, this game means a lot, doesn't it? This game
I
is.
think it comes down to the division. Basically, whoever wins it will take the division and go into the playoffs.
Yeah, but you see, I think you guys can sneak into the wild card. I think one of you can win the division, one of you can sneak into the wild card.
Yeah, depending on the other games.
Yeah, but you never. That's the thing. You never want to leave it into other people's hands. You don't want to do that. God, you're talking about three-way ties, two-way ties. Man, you don't want to get into that kind of stuff. Just win your division, be done with it.
Yeah.
Best of luck to both of you, but man, this game I'd rather watch it more than any other game in real football besides the Lions. I'm not kidding you. These games are shaking up to be gigantic, man. You got the.
I guess this is what all the hard work we've put in all year and all
Yeah.
the
Remember?
we've done and all the shenanigans that have been going on.
Yeah.
She said, well, you know what? That's gonna kind of go backseat because this is gonna be fun. No
Oh.
matter what.
Yeah, you see, we haven't talked about any of that stuff. I mean, we could say, we were chirping like a bunch of birds at the beginning of the season how we wanted to start. Well, now it's not about starting, it's about finishing. And we're right at the finish line. And, there's probably 20 teams that are right there at the marathon, ready to push you over and take the lead. And we'll see what's going to happen. Man, game of the week. I know they have it in this new league here. I think they had the Giants, the Jets, 27-10 last week. I do not know who they're going to put game of the week this next week, but it's going to be, oh man.
There's gonna be a lot of them.
Do they put your game or do they put the Jaguar? I mean, I think it depends on the outcome of some of these games, but the point is there's so many giant games this week. I mean, so many. I've never seen so much parity in an online franchise before. Usually you have a couple juggernauts, you have a couple good guys, The divisions are usually not this tight. This is about as tight as you can get. Player of the week. Let's try the player of the week feature out here for week 15. The players of the week defensively, it's Derek Johnson of the Houston Texans. He was formerly a Kansas City Chief. He had 8 tackles, 3 sacks. Yeah, right there is good enough, isn't it? If a guy can go out there and get 8 sacks or 8 tackles and 3 sacks, excuse me, that's damn good to me.
Yeah, and they got the win.
And the win, that's the most important thing. So, let's see. Offensively, the Bears are really running good with Jamal Charles after picking him up. 166 rushing yards, and 3 touchdowns. Wow.
Yeah. Definitely wrong.
Wow. 15-36 win over the Seahawks. So I think that was a computer team. Stats a little bloated maybe, but um,
Still not bad.
still not a bad game. You know, still gonna take your stats when you can get them, kind of thing, within the rules, obviously. So, I mean, you can't hate on a guy for that.
Yep.
You know, anything else you want to tell these people before we get out here? You know, I know the playoffs. We've talked over and over how tight it is, but this is the time to really be, like you said, have fun with the league. We chirped and we complained and we've had controversy after controversy. Now it's just fun. Now it's sit back and
Now is just the time, like for teams like even that aren't in the playoff race, you know,
yeah,
to stay active here, because this is right after the playoffs end is when is the time you're going to be able to clean up your team, sign free agents, do your draft,
yep,
you know, release the players that you don't want, where you can that's the real vital point to make that turnaround for next season. And if you're not active and you're kind of just like, oh, whatever, well, guess what? You're going to have the same results next year.
yeah.
Because you're going to have to put in a little bit of work to get the results that you want and you need to turn a team around.
If you're not hungry for the playoffs, I mean, it don't matter how good you think you are. If you don't want to be in the playoffs, if you don't want to be better, then you're not going to be better.
No.
And you know, let's have some fun here. Let's I want to spend my 2-minute warning to talk about how awesome this new league format is. The new site we get all of our stats and what have you. They even have kicker stats, stocks. Kicker stats. They have. Yeah. What up, man? What up? What up? As Herm Edwards would say. But man, that tells you how deep this stats thing is. They got Carolina Panthers kicker with 126 points. So that tells you that he takes his points when he can get them. If it tells you nothing else, it tells you he kicks a lot of field goals and he takes his points. He's not stupid when he plays. So they got kicker stats, man.
They got pancake stats.
Yeah, they got pancakes. Let's get some waffles and make it a trio, you know.
You got a big mango up there with 15
Yeah, hey man, you talk about the offensive line all you want. The offensive line is very important in this league. I know we joke around a lot. We give a lot of stats to the receivers, the running backs, but the reason the running backs look so good most of the times is because of these offensive linemen. You know, in previous years the offensive linemen didn't matter. This year you can really tell the difference if you got a good offensive line versus a bad one.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. You don't see those holes open up this fast.
If you don't think so, try Stock's offensive line versus my offensive line. You'll see a difference.
Yeah.
But man, they got punting stats. This league has thought of everything. I think the only thing they haven't given us is maybe some.
Yeah, Manny has definitely stepped up his game, stepped up his expandability for this league, and this is definitely a perfect example.
Yeah, think about how far this league has come, man. We were on the brink last year. We didn't know if this league would survive, man.
Yeah, we had nothing.
We
had nothing except 15 good players that played sim and played fair and played good.
I'm not saying
we had. We didn't have any of this podcast. We didn't have any breakdowns of stats. We didn't have really the message board was not like what it is right now.
Yeah. I'm not saying I thought we were gonna die. What I'm saying is, if you were an outsider looking at the outside of it, you would think, oh my God, these guys are 15 owners. They're not gonna have a league next year. And then look at what.
There was definitely guys coming in looking at our league wanting to sign up, and they would just leave saying, oh, this league ain't gonna last. I remember guys laughing at us, oh, you guys are a joke, this and that. And
yep.
I'd like to see those guys right now.
Yeah, there was other guys trying to recruit us to other leagues saying, the core of you guys better leave because, this league ain't gonna last. And the core was stuck together and maybe I'm biased, maybe I talk about the core too much, but man, when you do something like that, when 15 guys stick together like we stuck together, I don't care how much the new guys think I talk about the core guys, think I kiss butt or whatever you want to call it. When I see 15 guys like we had stick together like that, and then to see where we are now, it's not just Manny that made it happen. It's not just me. It's not just you. It's everything. Manny got this new site. We started doing a podcast. We bring in new blood like Alex. It's just phenomenal where we came.
I think we saw potential there, and that's why we've always stuck with it.
Yeah.
I think this is what we saw, is what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I think so.
It just took a lot of time and effort.
To tell you the truth, I never thought we'd be this good. I knew we'd be good if we stuck together. I never thought we'd be this good. I mean, we do weekly podcasts, man. This is our second podcast in a week. I mean,
Yeah.
we got guys doing game reports. We got young Alex. He wasn't in the league, but he's a perfect example of because people think we talk about the core too much. Okay, I won't give you a core guy. I won't give you a guy like Stocks. I'll give you a guy like Alex who came in fresh. This is his first gridiron experience. Now he's popping out mock drafts. He's changing his team. And so it's not just the core guys that we always talk about. It's everyone. And like I said, it's not just Manny. It's me. It's you. It's Alex making these things. It's you guys being so active in the chat board on Sundays. I mean, we really came a long ways.
No doubt about it.
Did you remember those Monday nights where there'd be like two people in the chat saying, "Oh,
yeah, cricket sounding and stuff.
dude, is this league gonna last?" I remember saying that to a bunch of guys. I mean, are you guys with us? And they, oh yeah, okay. And then we're not kidding. There'd be guys that come in the chat boards and make fun of us, like, why are you guys sticking together? You only got 15 owners. I think 1 week, man, what was our last season I played? I think seriously I played like 10 computer teams. I don't think I had a user until like week 13, and I made the playoffs. It was not good, but now it's the best it's ever been. I know we went off on a little tangent there, and whatever, but this is great stuff, man. Kicker stats, punter stats, punting average.
I like the pancakes, stuff like that. It's definitely
It seems funny, but man, when you have stuff like that, it just speaks to how detailed you are.
Yeah, and in the front offices, we just went over the front office. The front office looks very, very clean and
Yep.
very, very user friendly. It should be all right when you sign in.
You
sign in, had a little bit of trouble, but once
Yeah.
you're in, you got the contract rates down, you get your transactions.
And it looks like from what me and Sox put together, tell me if I'm wrong here, but it looks like we can offer the players is whatever we feel is right, and we can kind of have it in a negotiation. Before on League Manager it was here's 3 options and choose one. Now we get the option to kind of play around. I don't know what happens after you hit cement. I haven't done it because I don't want to do it because I don't know if there's a cap set up yet. I don't want to be the first guy to mess things up in this new environment. But I like how we have the control to offer what we want.
Yeah, but I think that option can work. That's more realistic.
Yeah. I don't see any cap yet, so I'm not gonna play with the environment just yet. But this is good, and it updated so quickly. In the beginning we were talking about Manny's post where he was talking. We talked about these guys, and then you got on here. You're like, hey, look at this. Look at the standings. They're more updated than what you're talking about. Oh, they are okay. The league manager was so slow updating stats. We have to pretty much do our own homework, so maybe we can be a little bit lazier this time. Wow. And, I could just go on and on about this.
Sounds good.
Okay. Eli Manning, 25 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Player of the year, in my opinion, MVP, handed to Eli Manning so far. We handed that MVP. Who would you give the MVP to?
Yeah, you got to give it to a person that has a team going undefeated into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now, if the Giants go 1 and done in the playoffs?
But no,
somebody in the playoffs carries their team, let's say Cam Newton,
Okay.
let's say Cam Newton beats the Saints next week, goes into the playoffs, runs the playoffs, runs to the Super Bowl, wins the Super Bowl, you're kind of going to have to give it to Cam Newton, you know, someone like that. In that case.
Yeah, but are we giving the MVP?
For regular season.
MVP to the season, or are we giving it to the playoffs?
That's what I'm saying. Regular season is Eli Manning.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Super Bowl MVP. We can even give a playoff MVP if you want, but for right now, for the MVP of the league, it has to be Eli Manning.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah.
It has to be. There's just no other. I mean, hey, the quarterback gets a lot of blame when he's not doing well. You know, you got Aaron Rodgers throwing a lot of picks. Matthew Stafford not playing consistent. You were talking about Drew Brees kind of falling off there. They get that kind of blame when they're not doing good. So when a guy is 15-0, you have to give him respect. So that was the only thing we really didn't do. We talked about a lot of players ranking his best, worst, you know, all that thing, but we didn't. You hinted at it at the end of our show last time about how we should name it MVP, and so that's my MVP vote. I mean, I'm not changing it. Even if he loses one game, 15-1, 16. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
In this league, we're talking about playoffs. How tight the playoffs are is because we're so equal. I mean, we're so in comparison. But yet you have a guy that's 15. Now granted, he's had a lot of close games. He almost lost to the Green Bay Packers. He almost lost to the Eagles, I think, twice. It's not like he's running this league like, the mafia, but 15-0, it is 15-0, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Now, did you want to? Okay, so I'll give you this scenario: Eli Manning in the playoffs or Cam Newton. Obviously, I don't know. Maybe you guys will play in the divisional playoff game. But Eli Manning or Cam Newton.
Who would I rather have on my team?
Yeah, if you had to control him, not looking at the stats, just Eli Manning or Cam Newton.
I'm a more of a Cam Newton controller. I just like his attributes a little bit better. I like the mobility. I like the deep ball threat. Eli's more of the
manager.
Yeah, he's the manager, dump down, check down, quarterback.
No,
I'm kind of like the flashy guy.
You just proved my point. Cam Newton has very flashy, very mad-ish stats. I mean, the speed, the throw power. To do what he's doing with Eli Manning, to do what he's doing with the Giants. We don't talk about the Giants enough, man.
No way. We don't get enough.
Dude, 15-0.
Undefeated.
I mean,
against these players in this league.
I was gonna end this a few minutes ago. I'm not gonna lie, and I thought, wait, we talk about playoff race and we haven't even mentioned the Giants. How can you? I mean, how could we validate ourselves as an actual show if we don't talk about the Giants? Like, really?
It's just remarkable because of the quality. Yes, the Giants have a great running back in Ahmad Bradshaw. Yes, Hakeem Nicks is a beast, wide receiver.
Yeah.
Eli has no tight end.
Yep.
There are a little bit of holes on the offensive line, but not that bad. They're pretty solid overall. The defensive side, the defensive line is unbearable. I mean, their defensive line can just bring pressure from all ways.
Yep.